Hey, aloha, Mark J, world's laziest networker, and today I get to come to you from my favorite piece of equipment in 20 plus years of success, the whiteboard. Okay, so why do I want to be on the whiteboard today? Well, to help you navigate through the BS that's out there. Okay, this nonsense about sponsoring 20, 30, 40 people a month. One, it's not necessary. Two, we built a group of over 10,000 active reps by sponsoring actually 17 people. We were accredited with 22 or 23 because the company threw a couple product users at us. But this is all you really need if you understand what you're supposed to do. And the problem with this sponsor more, right, bullshit, okay, is really simple. If you're spending all your time trying to sponsor more people, then you don't have time to help the people learn what to do that you enrolled because you're sponsor more, get people to sponsor more. You don't need a lot of people to build a huge successful network marketing organization. And there's no secret to it. What you have to do is use some common sense. When I talk to somebody about their network marketing career, or you talk to a prospect about joining your network marketing business, in essence, you are implying to them that you can help them create a different outcome. And to abandon them and send, go watch this stuff and bring me people that I can close. Well, first of all, that is unethical. As far as I'm concerned, it's completely unethical. Now, I know not everybody feels the same way, but let's just take a quick peek at this thing, okay? So you bring in this new person and you say, I don't make three-ways with people. You go find people, and the ones that are interested, bring them to me. One, do they know how to sign people up? No. Okay. Do they know how to explain the business? No. Do they understand the comp plan? No. Do they know how to even order product? Probably no. Okay. If they don't understand the business, they can't explain the business, they can't explain the comp plan, and they can't help people order product, then what are they going to do? You're just feeding them to the sharks. And this really disturbed me in the mid-90s, and we took a totally different path. Now, I'm going to show you how to build teams very quickly that build teams. You see, if you're not getting growth in your organization without you, then you haven't been taught the real objective of the business. The objective of the business is not to sponsor more, it's not to build relationships, it's not to show the plan, it's not to hand out samples or trial sizes, and it's not to drive volume. Your job is one job, the real objective, and I think you'd agree with me, it's pretty hard to build a correct strategy if you don't know what the objective is. I know people cashing checks for $15,000 that have just this week found out what the real objective is and said, oh my God, I wish I knew this earlier. What's the objective of the business? It's pretty simple. It's just common sense, okay? This is what it is, okay? It's teams that build teams without you, okay? Teams that build teams without you. And everybody knows if you won't be part of a team, then you can never build teams that'll build teams without you. So this group goes to 50 without you from 25. This group goes to 60 from 40 without you. These 20 people here, these 25 additional people here, those 45 people, you had nothing to do with them enrolling. But the question is, how do people know what to do? How do you get them to engage in the three-way call? Ooh, but people don't want to make three-ways. I don't want to make three-ways. I'm uncomfortable with three-ways. Well, then they're going to fall into this stupid trap, hoping that somebody gets lucky. That's really what it is. I mean, do you really realize what people are asking for? They're hoping to find somebody that's as much of a masochist as they are, and they'll keep bringing people in until somebody figures out what to do. It's not necessary. It takes too much energy. Yeah, I know I'm the laziest networker in the world, but I actually just found a way to do it better. So, how do you do it without giving motivational speeches? There's another waste of time, okay? So motive. That's the key. Motive in action. You want to get their motive in action, and it's really easy to do it. The way that you do it is first of all, you find out what their core motive is. That's key. You got to find out what their core motive is, and you can go, I got a link down there that'll tell you, because they're going to fall into one of these 4 quadrants. And don't deal with any of this nonsense. Oh, I think I'm a blue, or I think I'm a yellow, or I'm a horse, or I'm an elephant. It's actually a scientific test. You can go take it. It's free. There's no upsell there. We're actually certified trainers for them. So once you have their core motive, they're going to be driven by fun, intimacy, okay, power, or peace. Okay, so once you know what their core motive is, okay, big mistake network marketers make is finding out what's your why. Why do you want to, what's your plan for the rest of your life? It's too much pressure. Okay, so find out what they'd like to accomplish generally over the next year, and then help them set a 30-day objective. Okay, once they do that, and you know what they want, and you practice this. Now, this book here, it's not written by a network marketer. It's actually written by people that understand business and people. Most remarkable study. We had sort of intuitively been doing this, but this brought our game to a whole new level, doubled our income. It's called The Influencer. What's influence? Well, let's compare that to these motivational speakers. Okay, and I'm talking about anybody that's doing a motivational rap on a conference call. They're trying to persuade people. In other words, influence doesn't have anything to do with persuasion. Persuasion is trying to use the right combinations of words to force your will on other people. Influence is something completely different. Influence, okay, is behavior modification, okay, this isn't that complicated, to obtain the objective. Okay, so how does this actually work? Well, what you want to do is, when you know their core motive and what they want to get out of it, you simply tell them what behavior they need to engage in based on their color or their core personality and what it is that they want to drive out of the business. For example, Harry says, he wants to get his wife home from work, and his short-term goal is to make $500 to get his car fixed up a little bit. And Harry says he doesn't want to make 3-way calls. So this is how the average person is going to do it. Harry, this company's going to the top. They're going to be $1 billion company. We got to call your people. We got to get on the phone. We got to make calls. That is me trying to exert my will over people. Listen to the difference. It's incredibly easy. So let's say I know that Harry is a blue. He's about intimacy. Well, Harry, I think that most people don't understand the real objective of network marketing. Now, the real objective, Harry, is teams that build teams without you. Does that make sense? In other words, your groups are growing, but you're not even involved in the activity. And that makes sense to you? And of course, anybody that hears that, once they hear it, they go, how come somebody didn't tell me this 10 years ago? So I'm going to tell them that, teams that build teams without you. Does that make sense, Harry? And say, yeah, okay. Now, there's 2 types of people. Write this down, 2 types of people. There's 2 types of people in network marketing that would like to get their wife home and immediately make an extra $500. Some of them do, and some of them don't. Would it be okay if I told you what the difference was, Harry? And of course he's going to say yes. Say, well, the group that gets it done, Harry, is they work together, helping other people learn what to do, so those people can help other people learn what to do, and eventually you have teams that are building teams without you. And the group that doesn't get it done, they're just going to do it all by themselves. Okay, would it be safe to assume, Harry, that you're in the first group? Of course he's going to say yes. Say, great. This is how we do it. We do it by making calls together, because we've already agreed, haven't we, that we can't build teams unless we're willing to be part of a team. So that would be a blue personality, okay? And that's really, really important. These are just as easy, because if you know what their core motive is, you know what they want, recall I said in there to get their wives home, some do and some don't. Would you like to know who does? What I'm doing is talking to his core value. So go to lazynetworkercolorcode.com and find out what color you are. And I'd love to hear about what it is down below. Also, if you make sure that you get plugged in on our list, we'll actually do an intensive training about this, as well as these colors sometime in July. So make sure you're on that list. And let me know what you think. Teams that build teams without you. Revelation for you? It certainly was for me. What these people actually do in the influencer, here's the key to the influencer. What I did with Harry was I got him to focus on the next behavior, which is making three-way calls. Okay, and how did I do it? Well, by telling them what the overall objective was. It's really that simple. So we'll show you how to do that, because influencers, what they do, what great influencers do to help people modify behavior is they talk about behaviors, not results. Behaviors, not results. What do all MLM companies talk about? Results. What do all leaders talk about on conference calls? Results. So-and-so hit double diamond in 6 minutes. How come you haven't? It's all about results and fear. That is not how to influence people. That's trying to exert your will on them. The way that you influence people is get them to engage in the next behavior that's going to get them what they want. And if you talk in a language they understand, in other words, their core motive, forget about it. They're all in. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like to see a webcast on that earlier down below. We'd be happy to do that for you, because we appreciate you. Thanks for making us number 18 in the world on blogs. I think we're the only ones that don't spend money advertising. Peace be the journey. See you on the beaches of the world or the whiteboards of the world.